Staying in Quebec, people must now show proof of vaccination in order to access non-essential services. The provincial vaccine passport system is Canada's first and coming into effect this morning. Alex Leduc is following the story. He joins us right now in Montreal outside of a cafe. So Alex, thank you for being with us today. So how are things going so far?
Well, Michael, I'd have to say it's a bit of a slow start to day one of the vaccine passport, at least here at Cafe Vito, which is a cafe in Montreal's Villeray neighborhood. Now, I spoke to the owner when I got here, and he said only about 2 or 3 so far of the dozens of customers they've had so far today have been able to present a vaccine passport. And now it seems like most of them have forgot that it was starting or haven't been able to download it or figure out how to set it up yet, although I did speak to one man who said, well, he is fully vaccinated. He's against the idea of a vaccine passport because it infringes on his freedom. Now, also in speaking with the owner, he also had a couple of interesting questions, given that for takeout, for example, it's not necessary to present a vaccine passport. And since in his cafe, the majority of customers are takeout customers, he's asking, do I really need to ask people for this, even if they come in for takeout? Another interesting question that he had is if he knows customers, regulars who have showed the vaccine passport in previous days, say starting tomorrow, does he still need to ask them if he knows that they have it? So a bit of a tinge of confusion so far for day one, although we know that the majority of the population of Quebec is for this vaccine passport system. Not surprising that we have about 80% of our eligible population now fully vaccinated. Michael.
Mm-hmm. And again, this is the first day for Quebec and the first one in the whole country. So let's talk a bit more about what Quebecers need to know about this vaccine passport system, Alex.
Well, Michael, primarily it's through a smartphone app. I can actually show you because I've set it up here on my phone. This one is the Apple version. It shows essentially the QR code that the government has provided to all people who are fully vaccinated. You can get it on Apple and Android as well as of a couple of days ago. And obviously, if you don't have a smartphone, there are solutions for you as well. You can simply print that QR code that you've received. There's actually, interestingly enough, been a rush on lamination and printing centers for that exact reason here in Quebec. Now, it's needed for restaurants, for bars, for gyms, for events, essentially a lot of things the government deems both high risk and non-essential. And it's important to note this won't be enforced in Quebec for another couple of weeks. It's a bit of an adjustment period, a grace period that the government here is providing. Merchants have a separate app that they will use to be able to read those QR codes. And once enforcement does start, a business that is not complying, essentially not asking for these vaccine passports, can be shut down, says the government. Michael.
Alex, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Alex Leduc in Montreal.